What are the functions of the skeleton system? There are 4 functions to the skeleton system, and they are shape and support, protection, movement, and blood production. The skeleton system gives us our shape and provides us with a supporting framework to prevent us from collapsing. For example, our vertebrae holds us up straight. This system also protects our vital organs. The bones are shaped to fit around the area of the body that needs the protection. For example, our cranium protects our brain. The skeleton system also gives us movement by working with the muscles acting as levers. These levers allow the bones to rotate around the joint. An example is the humerus. The skeleton system also produces blood. This happens in long bones where they contain red bone marrow. Long bones are hollow, allowing more red and white blood cells to be produced. An example of this would be the femur. How is the skeletal system divided? The skeletal system is divided into 2 parts, the axial and the appendicular. The axial skeleton is made up of 80 bones, and they are the stabilizing bones. These bones are responsible for protecting the organs. Examples of these are the cranium, the ribs, and the sternum, which is there. The appendicular skeleton is the part of the skeleton that moves. These are responsible for muscle attachment, therefore making it possible to move. Examples of these are the humerus, the radius, and the ulna. What different types of bones are there, and how do they differ in terms of structure? The different types of bone are long, flat, short, irregular, and sesamoid. Long bones are long and cylindrical in shape and can be found in the limbs. They are associated with movement. An example of this is the femur. Short bones are there for strength and have limited movement. They are typically square in shape, and an example is the tarsals. Flat bones protect our vital organs by enclosing them, and are thin, slightly curved, and flat. An example of this is the cranium. Irregular bones have no definite shape, so they are the only bone like it. For example, the vertebrae. Sesamoid bones vary in size and are found in the tendons. An example of this would be the patella, which is there. What are the different types of joints in the body, and how do they differ in structure and movement? There are fibrous joints. These are fixed joints, meaning there is no possible movement between each joint. The plates of bones are flat and fit together tightly with no gaps. An example of this joint would be the cranium. There are also cartilaginous joints, and these are slightly movable. These joints are held together by cartilage, making slight movements available. The gaps allow the movement and act as shock absorbers. Examples of these would be the vertebrae, the ribs, and sternum. There are also synovial joints, and these joints are freely movable. Synovial joints are complex and are found in the limbs of the body. They are linked together by ligaments, meaning there is a wide variety of movements. There are 6 types of synovial joints, and they are the ball and socket, which is there, and it's found in the shoulder. This allows movements such as rotation, flexion, extension, abduction, and adduction. Another joint is the hinge joint, which is there. It can be found in the elbow, allowing movements such as flexion and extension. There's also a saddle joint, which is found in the thumb, allowing movements such as flexion, extension, abduction, adduction, and circumduction. There is also the pivot joint. The pivot joint can be found in your neck and allows movements such as rotation. There's also a gliding joint, which is there. And this can be found in your fingers, allowing movements such as flexion, extension. And there is also the condyloid joint, which is there. And this can be found in your wrist, allowing movements such as flexion, extension, abduction, adduction, and circumduction.